Hi, and welcome to the feedback video about week 2 of the Open Science MOOC. In this video, I'll reflect on week 2, and more specifically, I'll discuss the graded quiz and assignment 2, and I'll highlight some of the discussions on discussion forum. And we look forward to the second half of the course. This week was all about research data management and open research data, and it was great to see that a lot of people watched the videos and also completed the quizzes and assignments and discussed with each other on the forum. We saw a very good performance for the graded quiz of week 2, although only 5 students completed the quiz so far. So if you haven't completed the graded week 2 quiz yet, please do so. In assignment 2, which is related to week 2 of this MOOC, we asked you to first find an appropriate repository for the type of data that you work with. Second, to generate proper documentation and metadata for a data set that will be published. And thirdly, to get familiar with publishing a fair research dataset in an open repository. Finally, as an optional step, we asked you to share your experiences on the forum. We received 13 assignment submissions so far, and thank you all for the contributions. So how to find an appropriate repository for the type of data that you work with? Well, you could have used a repository that you were already using, or you could have used the re3data.org website to find one. You selected repositories such as Zenodo, the repository of the National Center for Education Statistics, the Health Data Research Innovation Gateway, and 4TU Research Data. Some of these repositories store any type of data, and others are focused specifically on software applications and source code, or mainly store data from machine learning applications. Well, not all of them provide a persistent identifier, and for some repositories, this is optional. So some provide a digital object identifier, a DOI, as the persistent identifier for each data set. Most of the selected repositories allow you to select an open data license. Some of the repositories contain datasets similar to the ones our course participants are producing in their research, but others were less relevant. Most of the selected repositories seem to be user-friendly and worked intuitively, and some of the selected repositories use common metadata standards to publish the datasets using Dublin Core and DataCite metadata schema. So as part of step 2 of this assignment, you downloaded the provided README metadata template and you tried to complete it as if you were trying to publish the dataset that we co-produced in week 1 of this course. Several course participants mentioned that they didn't have all the information required to fill in all the metadata fields in the README metadata template, such as information about the author, the use methodology, and also license information. And in addition, some metadata fields were not applicable to our dataset. As part of step 3, you uploaded the dataset of your choice to the experimental sandbox of a specific open research data repository. So either the Zenodo sandbox or the 4TU research data sandbox. We hope that this was a valuable experience, and we would love to hear your experiences on the forum. So on the forum, people spoke about data privacy. MJAOJ gave an example of documenting an indigenous language that, according to UNESCO, is in high danger. And this type of indigenous data provides great opportunities, but there's often a lack of understanding, guidance, and resources to support communities like these and protect their data sovereignty. And OSTMO1 was discussing whether data from third parties can become available as open data. So for some datasets, it's immediately clear that they cannot be shared openly due to privacy sensitivity, because the data creators still want to exclusively use the data themselves or for other reasons. There are also datasets for which it's often immediately clear that they can be shared openly, such as highly aggregated information on populations or addresses, but there's a large gray area in between where a trade-off needs to be made regarding whether to openly share the data or not. Anonymization might eventually make it possible to open up this data, but sometimes this is not a solution because the data then becomes impossible to use, or because de-anonymization is possible. Well, learners were also discussing data labs, virtual research environments, and the choice of using CDs and DVDs for local data storage. So have a look and join in our discussions. So you are now halfway through the Open Science MOOC with 2 more weeks to enjoy. And if you haven't completed MOOC week 2 yet, we look forward to your contributions in the following weeks. Week 3 of this MOOC is all about open access publishing. So we look forward to discussing the topic of open access publishing with you soon.